Tonight, Malawians are waiting to find out who their next president will be after Tuesday's election.
Allies of both President Lazarus Chakwera and his main rival, octogenarian former leader Peter Mutharika, have claimed victory.
Now, the elections highlights the winds of change blowing across Africa, where incumbents have lost to the opposition.
Is it going to be a one-term for 70-year-old President Lazarus Chakwera?
KTN's Daniel Kariuki interrogates.
For long, it has been argued that an incumbent African president can never lose an election. Most of the times, Africa's democracy facilitates elections, but in many cases, they are said to be flawed and rigged. Some have argued that it is not about the voters, but the people who count the votes that decide the outcome. The wind of change in Africa swept away some leaders. The trend could continue in Malawi, where the incumbent Lazarus Chakwera could become a one-term president if he is defeated in the Tuesday's election. Upon entering State House, Chakwera's 31-member cabinet was accused of having 6 members who were relatives. More than 70% of the cabinet ministers were from his tribe. Malawi's economy has slowed GDP growth due to drought, foreign exchange shortages and inflation remaining high above 30%, the highest in Africa. Apart from Malawi, the wind of change has also swept through Botswana. In November last year, Botswana's president, Mokwesi Masisi, conceded defeat after his party lost by a landslide after 58 years in power. Just like Malawi and Botswana, another third world country where the strong wind of change toppled the government was in Nepal. Last week, the Gen Z revolution in Nepal mobilized on social media platforms to organize protests and later selected an interim government leader digitally. The youth accused government officials of rampant corruption, nepotism by the political class, and ban on major social media platforms. In the last 5 years, notable figures who wore the crown of election failure included Malawi and the Gambia leaders, where incumbents Joyce Banda and Yahya Jammeh respectively lost power. In Zambia, Hakainde Hichilema was elected president, defeating incumbent Edgar Lungu, who died this year. All these losses were attributed to corruption, high cost of living, and high taxation. Closer home, the storming of parliament by aggrieved Gen Z was met with deadly force. The government seemed to read from the same handbook with Chakwera, took no blame but threatened treason charges.
We shall provide a full, effective, and expeditious response to today's treasonous events.
Professor Alfred Omenya, a political commentator and good governance advocate, says the Gen Z demonstrations that happened in Kenya is an indicator of a failing government. He says, and I quote, "The remedy President Ruto had for the Gen Z problem was so basic. It's cleaning your house, you collect the dirt and hide it under the carpet. Over time, even though you can't see the dirt, the house will start stinking." Daniel Kariuki, KTN.
Well, that story by